A very good afternoon to you all, captains, and welcome aboard. This is Captain Simwin speaking, and welcome to a new leg of our exploration flight series. For today, we'll be embarking on an international journey, taking us from Heathrow Airport in London all the way down to Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris. And as you can see right in front of you, for this flight, we will be taking the PMDG 777F, which is the cargo variant of the 777 family provided to us by PMDG. And as always, I will be utilizing BeyondATC for the air traffic control and GSX for the ground services, with the only difference being that I won't be utilizing self-loading cargo for today's flight, and that is simply because we are flying our very first cargo operation, and because it's a cargo flight, we don't have any passengers to cater to, so there will be no need for self-loading cargo on this one, because it mainly caters to cabin management, so you need passengers for that. As a disclaimer, this is a simulation, so certain procedures may be streamlined for pacing and entertainment, and to maintain focus on the aircraft, I will be passing over the radio communications and functions to the BeyondATC AI assistant, and this will be done right after we complete our pushback. So please note that while I am aiming for realism, minor deviations from SOPs will occur. So get ready for an immersive experience as we navigate the skies together, and I'm so excited for this one, so let's begin. Let's jump into our aircraft and let's go to our flight tablet, and then we are just going to okay, we already have ground power. That's awesome. Let's go to our top panel and let's power the aircraft on. So we are going to turn on our batteries and then proceed to turn on the primary and secondary external powers. Then starting from the top, we do turn on our Ediru, turn on the cabin utilities, and everything seems to be fine. Turn on the emergency lights, the window heats. Skip the hydraulics for now. Seatbelt signs can remain off as we will be refueling the aircraft while it's being loaded and the pilots are inside. And then we are going to turn on the no smoking signs. Work our way down past the fuel pumps. We are going to turn on our nav lights. The logo and wing lights can remain off as we are flying in the afternoon. And then in terms of our bleeds and air conditioning, we seem to be set. Awesome. Now before we are going to do anything else, let's just request for refueling of the aircraft as well as the loading. It tends to take some time because GSX first likes to ensure that the aircraft is fully loaded in terms of the fuel and then bring about the load that we are going to carry. So let's pull up GSX and then we are going to request for refueling.
Refueling truck is on its way.
And then we are going to request for boarding as well.
Please don't load aircraft until boarding requested.
And this will load the aircraft for us. Awesome. Can head to our flight tablet. Just have a look at our data. Our data has been updated, so let's just reinstall that quickly so that we have the latest AirX cycle and ensure that our navigation data is very accurate. Alright, just waiting for this data download to finish. Let's try and switch
Fuel truck
pages.
is in position.
Click OK. Let's wait.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
I did update this data outside the sim though, so we can just request our flight plan in the meantime. There we go, and that's our flight plan loaded onto the flight tablet. Let's have a look at the data page again. I understand why it seems to be stuck here. But anyway, we shall carry on. So let's have a look at today's flight plan. Like I said, we will be departing Heathrow and we will be heading to Charles de Gaulle. Our expected time of departure is at 14:10 in Zulu, so we do have some time left, and we are expected to arrive at 15:20 in Paris. Our cost index for today's flight is 149. Cruise winds are coming in from 302 at 8 knots, and we've got an average wind component of +7. This is lovely for us because it means that we do have a slight tailwind, and this will aid in fuel preservation along our journey. And then we've got an average deviation of -2 and a allocated cruising altitude of 25,000 feet for today's flight. Our estimated takeoff weight is 263 tons, just a few more tons away from the maximum takeoff weight, that being 347 tons. So we are a pretty heavy aircraft for today's flight. In terms of the fuel on board, we will be carrying 16 tons of fuel, with 10% of fuel just reserved for any extended taxi procedures that we might have, any extended holes, or the need to perform a go around on arrival. And that's our flight plan for today. Let's just have a look at the data chart one last time. Alright, let's search for our charts. So we are going to go to the departure page, and we are going to look for our departing airports ground chart. Open that up and just pin that, and we're going to do the same for our arrival airports ground chart as well. Scan through the charts, and then the one that says airport, we are going to pin it, and then we are just going to note the ATIS frequencies as well. So for our arrival airport, we have ATIS on 127130, and I'm just going to note that on my spreadsheet. And then for our departing airport, we do have ATIS on, alright, let's go to the chart. We do have ATIS on alright, we do have ATIS on 129.935. Just going to note that 121.935. That's our ATIS. And then for the clearance, we have Heathrow delivery, so just note that it's Heathrow delivery on 121.980. Awesome. Alright, and then we are covered, and then let's just head back to our flight plan and have a look at our routing. So for today's routing, our first waypoint is the Maxit waypoint, which I've noted on my spreadsheet, and our last waypoint before we begin our arrival procedures is the Buyback's waypoint, and we are expecting to have a landing on runway 09 left, and we are expecting to arrive via Buyback's 9 X-ray, but this will be confirmed the closer we get to our arrival airport. Let's head on down to our radio stack, listen in on the ATIS, and get a sense of what today's conditions are together with the allocated departing runway. So we've got ATIS on 121.935. Alright, and then while the ATIS is being read to us, we can jump outside and just have a look and see what's happening.
Temperature 17, 2.02, QNH1012, VFR conditions, landing runway 27 right, departing runway 27 left, transition level 060, advise on initial contact you have information Delta. Heathrow Airport information Delta, 1329 Zulu, wind variable, visibility 10 miles or more, temperature 17, 2.02, QNH1012, VFR conditions, landing runway 27 right, departing runway 27 left, Transition level 060. Advise on initial contact you have information Delta. Heathrow Airport information Delta. 1329 Zulu. Wind variable. Visibility 10 miles or more. Temperature 17.
Just had to steal that opportunity for a nice thumbnail for our YouTube videos. Awesome. So in terms of our ATIS, we've got an expected departure on 27 left, temperatures of 17 degrees, variable winds, and a QNH of 1012. You can just go ahead and cue that in. 1012. Awesome. And then we've got a transition level of 6,000 feet. Okay, let's have a look at our charts again. We are going to go and now have a look and search for our SID. So we're going to go to the departure page, go to the SID, first waypoint being Maxit. There we go, and let's have a look. Just pen that, and then we have a departure from Maxit 1 Golf because we are departing from 27 left. So I'm just going to note that. Don't connect the pushback tag. Yes,
Crew
board
boss
the
is
crew.
coming.
So let's go Maxit 1 Golf. Alright, and then looking at our chart over here, our first height restriction is 6,000 feet, so that's our initial climb, and I'm just going to note that as well. Awesome. Can go back to our pinned charts, go back to the airport chart, open up the ground chart here, and then tune into the delivery frequency or the clearance frequency, just so that we can get our clearance for today. So we will be tuning into 121.980. Let's just do that.
Crew boarding starting.
Alright, and that's our frequency, and then we will be requesting IFR clearance and we'll proceed accordingly.
Speedbird 263 Heavy, ready to pick up IFR clearance to King Khalid.
Speedbird 263 Heavy, Heathrow delivery. Expect runway 27 left, umlaut 1 Gulf departure, umlaut transition. Squawk 6564.
Umlaut 1 Gulf departure, umlaut transition. Squawk 6564. Speedbird 263 Heavy.
Your crew has boarded.
Speedbird 263 Heavy, read back correct. Contact ground 121.705 when ready for push or start.
Ground 121.705 when ready. Speedbird 263 Heavy. Have a good day.
Heathrow delivery, good day. This is Korean Air 504 Heavy with information Delta requesting clearance to Charles de Gaulle Airport. Alright, the sim seems to not be picking up my audio for now, but that's okay. That's why we do have our co-pilot with us today. So our co-pilot will just proceed to request for clearance. We'll listen out, note it, and then continue to set up the aircraft. So co-pilot, request clearance for today's flight.
Korean Air 504 Heavy, ready to pick up IF or clearance to Charles de Gaulle.
Korean Air 504 Heavy, Heathrow delivery. Expect runway 27 left, max at 1 Gulf departure, with a max at transition. Squawk 6520.
Max at 1 Gulf departure with the max at transition. Squawk 6520. Korean Air 504 Heavy.
Korean Air 504 Heavy, read back correct. Contact ground 121.705 when ready for pushback or engine start.
Ground 121.705 when ready for pushback or engine start. Korean Air 504 Heavy.
Alright, thanks co-pilot, and that was our clearance for today. So our prediction was spot on. Let's just continue to set up our routing and get the aircraft ready. So we'll hit the FMC menu, clear that, go to the position initialization, then we will be departing EGLL.
Runway 27 left, taxi via Delta, Bravo,
Insert
link
that,
28
copy our
November 1,
position and
Speedbird
paste it
263 Heavy.
there, and our aircraft has located itself. And then we can go to the route,
Speedbird for 60
and
Mike.
our
Contact
origin,
Heathrow
that
Tower
will be
118.705.
EGLL,
Bye-bye.
and then our arrival is LFPG.
Contact Tower 118.705.
There we go, there
Speedbird for
is
60 Mike.
our flight number for today is Korean Airlines
United 949 Heavy at gate 231. Request pushback.
0504. So 504, can insert that. Awesome. And then we can go
United
to
949
the next
Heavy.
page,
Heathrow ground.
go
Pushback and
to
engine
our
start
routing.
approved.
Our
Face
first
south.
waypoint is Mexit, so we will insert that.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face south. United
And then
949
from
Heavy.
Mexit we will be using Yankee 803. And we will be heading to mid, and then we will be using uniform Lima 612, and we will be heading to Bogna. From Bogna we will be direct Hardy, and then from Hardy uniform Mike 605, and we will be heading to Buybacks, which should be our last waypoint before we then begin arrival procedures. So you can activate, hit execute, then go to departure and arrival. So we are expecting a departure from 27 left, and we have been given the max at 1 Golf departure, and then we can insert that. Index arrival, we are planning to arrive via Buybacks 9 X-ray, so there we go. And then we will confirm the arrival runway as soon as we get close enough to our arrival airport. Let's hit execute. Awesome. Then you can go back to the routing page, go to performance initialization, go to our right hand side FMC, FS sections, payload, then let's compare. So we have a zero fuel weight of 248.1. Let's have a look at what we had planned. 248.1 spot on, and let's key that in.
Have a good day.
So zero fuel weight of 248.1, and that's a gross weight of
Over to Tower
264. Perfect.
118.705.
And
Speedbird
we've got a
780
takeoff
Foxtrot.
weight of 26. That's still fine. And then our reserves for fuel, We do
United
have
9
a
for 9 heavy,
Finless plus
runway 27
alternate
left taxi via Kilo, Bravo,
of
link 28 November
7.4 plus
1.
contingency of 2, so that turns that into 9.5.
Runway 27 left taxi via Kilo, Bravo,
9.5
link
tons.
28 November 1.
Our
United
cruising
949
altitude
heavy.
for today's flight is 25,000 feet, so 250. Cost index 149. Awesome. And then we can go to our thrust limit page and just run our calculations for today. So we are expected to depart 27 left, import from the aircraft, import the weather, calculate. Awesome. We do have a D-rated takeoff to takeoff 2, and we've got a selected temperature of 49. So takeoff 2, select temperature 49. It should align our N1, so 86.3, perfect. Takeoff, next page. Winds are variable, so we'll go coming in from 0 at 4, and then our slope 0.0, and we do have dry conditions, so that's perfect. Reference outside temperature 17 degrees, and then our takeoff for today is going to be a flaps 5 takeoff, and our CG we have 26.8. And let's compare 161, 161, 162, 161, 161, 162, perfect. And we are aligned. We can then go to our next
Speedbird
page,
263 heavy,
data,
contact Heathrow Tower 118.705. Contact Tower 118.705, Speedbird 263 heavy.
can load in our winds, hit execute, and then wait for the second message.
United 9 for 9 heavy, contact Heathrow Tower 118.705.
Awesome. And then we can go to VNAV,
Contact Tower
next page for the descent,
118.705, United
forecast,
949 heavy.
clear the message, and then load in our descent winds. Perfect, our lean winds are loaded. Let's just have a look at the VNAV. Climb cruise altitude 250. Alright, okay, transition altitude is 6,000 feet. Okay, perfect. And then our cruise. Okay, alright, and then we can hit the init page and then go back to thrust limits, and we can sit on the takeoff page. And then while we are at it, let's just sort out our screens quickly. So we want to remove the engine, go to this screen, and then it's the left, and then click engine, and then we're gonna flip it this way. Awesome. And then the
Speedbird 58 Echo Whiskey, gate 505, request pushback.
We can then run our oxygen test. We do have
Speedbird
oxygen
58 Echo
flowing
Whiskey,
through.
Heathrow ground, pushback
Flight
approved.
instruments are on.
Face east.
Altimeter and heading is selected, so we do have our
Pushback
altitude
approved.
set and
Face
heading
east. Speedbird
selected.
58 Echo Whiskey.
Can hit normal. We are done fueling up the aircraft. We can then turn on our seatbelt signs, and then we have set our V2, or no, our
Speedbird
V2 is
225 Yankee Heavy, at
162.
ramp 551, request pushback.
Let's just set 162.
Speedbird
Code
225 Yankee
162.
Heavy, Heathrow
Our
ground,
runway
pushback
heading
and engine
is
start approved. Face south.
set to 270. We can set our runway heading of 270.
Pushback approved. Face south. Speedbird 225 Yankee Heavy.
Initial climb of 6,000 feet. Awesome. Can turn on our flight directors. Activate LNAV and VNAV. Good. Takeoff speeds have been calculated and set. Pre-flight is good. Trim will turn it on once we turn on our
Speedbird
hydraulics.
223 November Heavy.
Awesome.
Gate 563. Request pushback. Then engine start.
Alright. We seem to be set. We can go to our top panel. Turn on our beacon
Speedbird
lights because
223
we are
November
going
Heavy.
to start
Heathrow
the
ground.
aircraft.
Pushback and engine start approved.
And then we can
Face
just
south.
request GSX to prepare for pushback and departure.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face south. Speedbird 223 November Heavy.
Alright, let's just close all our doors. Ground operations. Okay. Then before we do that, I
Speedbird
just want
58 Echo
to
Whiskey. Ready to taxi
turn
to the
on the
active.
APU.
We are ready for pushback.
So we can turn the APU to the on position.
Speedbird 58 Echo Whiskey. Runway 27 left taxi
And then
via
we
link
can flip
56
it to
Alpha. Link
start.
53 Bravo. Link 28
The
November
APU
1.
startup sound is fairly quiet in this aircraft. You can't hear it. Usually the noise from outside has a
Runway
tendency
27
of
left taxi via link
over
56 Alpha. Link
powering the
53
noise
Bravo.
from
Departure
Link
check
28
completed.
November 1. Speedbird
Bypass pin
58 Echo
inserted.
Whiskey.
So let's just close all of our doors, ground operations, but I want to wait for the door management. Then close all doors.
Speedbird 225 Yankee Heavy. Request
Can
taxi.
get rid of our
Locking
arm
gear.
here. And then we can go to the
Speedbird 225 Yankee Heavy. Runway 27 left taxi via Charlie. Bravo. Link 28 November 1.
let's have a look at the air.
Runway 27 left taxi via Charlie. Bravo. Link 28 November 1.
Alright, and
Speedbird
then we will
225
be
Yankee Heavy.
selecting as soon as we are ready to select. Our aircraft is ready though. Alright, our APU is running, so that indicates that our APU is ready, so we can proceed to turn off our ground power. Once the APU comes on, the secondary avail comes off as well, so that's good. Co-pilot request pushback and engine start.
Korean Air 504 Heavy. Request pushback.
Korean Air 504 Heavy. Heathrow ground. Pushback approved. Face east.
Alright, we are going to face east on this
Pushback and
pushback,
engine start approved. Face east.
and then
Korean Air
before we push
504
back, we
Heavy.
can turn on all our fuel pumps. We have no fuel in the center tanks,
Speedbird 223
and
November Heavy.
because
Ready to
everybody
taxi to
is
the active.
clear of the aircraft, we can head to our top panel and then turn on our hydraulics. So we'll start with the first
Speedbird
demand pump, wait
223
for the
November
fault
Heavy.
sign to
Runway
extinguish,
27 left taxi
and then
via
proceed
Delta.
to turn
Bravo. Link
everything
28
else on.
November 1.
and that should give us power needed to turn on
Runway
or
27
set
left taxi
our
via
trim.
Delta. Bravo. Link
And
28
set
November 1.
our
Speedbird 223 November Heavy.
TS to TA, and then we can have a look at our trim value. So our trim value is supposed to be 5.25. we're currently on 4, so let's just set it 4.25, 4.5, 4.75, 5, 5.25. Awesome, that's our trim. We can head to our tablet, ground services, ground connections, release the ground power and remove the chocks,
Release parking brakes.
and then we can proceed to turn on our clocks, release the parking brakes, confirm
Commencing
that our
push.
trim is set.
All engines clear. Start at will.
All aircraft
Awesome.
be advised information
can
echo
start
now
engine
current.
number 2.
QNH1012.
And then we're just going to wait for 20% on the N2, and then we'll introduce the fuel. 20%, introduce the fuel, and then let's just adjust our camera. Oh, beautiful. Listen to that bassy growl. Come on.
Speedbird 223 November Heavy. Hold position for company traffic. I'll call you back. Hold position. Speedbird 223 November Heavy.
Beautiful startup. Let's adjust our cameras.
Ramp 525. Request pushback and engine start.
Speedbird 223 November Heavy.
Let's
Continue
head back
taxi.
inside, start up the first engine. So our switch is in the norm
Continue
position.
taxi. Speedbird
Start
223
engine
November
1.
Heavy.
Wait for 20% on the N2 as well.
Speedbird 5 Hotel Lima. Heathrow ground. Pushback and engine start approved.
Introduce fuel
Face
and
east.
hop outside to listen.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face east. Speedbird 5 Hotel Lima.
Speedbird 95 for Mike. Gate 512. Request pushback and engine start. Speedbird 95 for Mike. Heathrow ground. Pushback approved. Face south. Pushback and engine start approved.
These
Face
engines
south.
sound
Speedbird
amazing.
95 for
Man. They
Mike.
sound amazing.
Set parking
Our
brakes.
signs are in the norm position again. We can then proceed to set our parking brakes.
Speedbird 225
Waiting your
Yankee
confirmation
Heavy.
for good engine start.
118.705.
Can confirm that we do have a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can
Over to tower
disconnect.
118.705. Speedbird
Co-pilot
225
request
Yankee Heavy.
taxi to the active. Alright,
Korean Air 504
let's follow
Heavy.
the checklist.
Request
We
taxi
are
to
going
the
to
active.
turn our anti-ice to the auto position. Awesome. And then we
Korean
are
Air 50
going
for
to
heavy. Runway 27 left
click our
taxi via
record.
Sierra.
We
Sierra
have no
5
errors.
whiskey.
Perfect.
Hold short runway
Auto
27
brakes
left.
can be turned to RTO. And then let's just check our flight controls. Let's see if
Runway
we can pull a
27
nice
left taxi
camera
by
with this.
Sierra. Sierra 5 Whiskey. Hold short runway
Full left.
27 left. Korean Air 504 Heavy.
Alright. Awesome. Full up. And then full down.
Tow truck
Of course, you won't
disconnected.
see that one.
Speedbird
Bypass
5
pin
Hotel Lima.
removed.
Request taxi
Flight
to the
controls are
active.
good.
Left
Ground
is clear.
equipment
Right
is
is
being
clear.
cleared. Okay, left and right is clear. Can mark that.
Speedbird 5 Hotel
And then
Lima.
this is a
Runway
flaps 5
27 left
departure.
taxi via Yankee. Alpha.
So let's
Link
just call
53
for flaps
Bravo.
5.
Link 28 November
And
1.
let's watch the flaps extend.
Runway 27 left taxi via Yankee. Alpha. Link 53. Bravo. Link 28. November 1. Speedbird 5 Hotel Lima.
Yeah, the flaps extending.
Speedbird 58 Echo Whiskey. Contact Heathrow Tower 118.705.
Alright, we've got our signature wave over there.
Over
That
to
means
tower
all is good.
118.705. Speedbird 58 Echo
The
Whiskey.
gentleman has cleared the nose of the aircraft, so we can turn on our taxi lights.
Speedbird 95 for Mike. Request taxi.
Awesome. We're good to go. Let's make our way to the
Speedbird 95
runway.
for Mike. Runway 27 left taxi via Alpha. Link 53 Bravo. Link
As
28
we have
November
been
1.
given the taxi instructions already. So it's quite a straight taxi.
Runway 27 left taxi via Alpha. Link 53 Bravo. Link 28 November 1. Speedbird 95 for Mike.
Release the parking brake. The APU can come off as well.
Speedbird 223 November Heavy.
Right.
Contact Heathrow Tower
Introduce
118.705. Have a good afternoon. Contact Tower 118.705. Speedbird 223 November Heavy. Bye-bye.
still got a lot of traffic, even though I've turned down the traffic on BeyondATC. Still got a lot of traffic being pumped through. I mean, I am running a traffic setting of 3, and we can still see a lot of traffic pushing through. Fairly nice, like the variation as well. Slow down and just hold before we make our turn. Let's just co-pilot, let them know that we are waiting to cross 27 left.
Korean Air 504 Heavy, waiting to cross 27 left.
Korean Air 50 for Heavy, hold short of 27 left. I'll call you back.
Okay, we'll hold because we've got a departure there.
Affirm. Hold short of 27 left for traffic. Korean Air 504 Heavy.
Speedbird 994 Golf. Ramp 5901. Request pushback and engine start.
There we go.
Speedbird 99 for Golf, Heathrow ground, pushback approved. Face south.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face south. Speedbird 99 for Golf.
Alright.
Korean Air 50 for Heavy, cross runway 27 left at Sierra 5 Whiskey. Continue taxi via Sierra 5 Whiskey, November 5 Whiskey, Romeo, Bravo, link 28 November 1.
Cross runway 27 left at Sierra 5 Whiskey. Continue taxi via Sierra 5 Whiskey, November 5 Whiskey, Romeo, Bravo, link 28, November 1, Korean Air 504 Heavy.
Speedbird 15 Kilo Heavy, gate 5 for 6, request pushback. Speedbird 15 Kilo Heavy, Heathrow ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face south. Pushback and engine start approved. Face south. Speedbird 15 Kilo Heavy.
Speedbird 99 for Golf. Request taxi.
Speedbird 99 for Golf, runway 27 left taxi via link 36 Echo, Bravo, link 28 November 1.
Runway 27 left taxi via link 36 Echo, Bravo, link 28 November 1, Speedbird 99 for Golf.
Speedbird 5 Hotel Lima, contact Heathrow Tower 118.705.
And we are just going to pretend like we don't see this ground traffic, as this is very common for ground traffic to get in the way of aircraft. So we didn't see this. We've got 10 minutes until we have to officially be out of here, so we're still good on time.
Speedbird 95 for Mike. Contact Heathrow Tower 118.705. Over to Tower 118.705. Speedbird 95 for Mike. Bye-bye. Speedbird 15 Kilo Heavy. Ready to taxi to the active. Speedbird 15 Kilo Heavy, runway 27 left taxi via Charlie, Bravo, link 28 November 1. Runway 27 left taxi via Charlie, Bravo, link 28 November 1, Speedbird 15 Kilo Heavy.
Alright, we should be cleared to tune into tower pretty soon.
Korean Air 50 for heavy. Contact Heathrow Tower 118.705. Bye-bye.
Over to Tower 118.705. Korean Air 50 for heavy. Bye-bye.
And we will hold right here, pull up the parking brake, and let's just prepare for departure. TARA, turn on the
Speedbird 95 for Mike. Contact London Control 134.125.
turn on the terrain, increase his range.
Contact London Control 134.125.
Turn on
Speedbird
our
95 for Mike.
lights and turn on our strobe lights. Co-pilot, request departure.
Korean Air
Flaps
50
are green.
for heavy. Ready to go. Runway
And we are
27
good.
left.
Korean Air 50 for heavy. Heathrow Tower. Wind 170 at 6 runway 27 left. Cleared for takeoff.
Alright, we are cleared for
Runway
takeoff.
27 left. Cleared for takeoff. Korean Air 50 for heavy.
Okay, release the parking brakes. Introduce some throttle. And let's get out of here. Reduce. Ten knots should be good. Let's just time out turn properly. Alright, we can start to make our turn. Align with the runway.
Speedbird 99 for Golf. Ready to go. Runway 27 left.
Alright, we are aligned.
Speedbird 99 for Golf. Hold short of 27 left. Departing traffic.
Let's get out of here.
Affirm. Hold short of 27 left. Speedbird 99 for Golf.
Awesome. Gear can come up. Outside. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Beautiful, beautiful. Head back inside.
Korean Air 504 Heavy. Contact London Control 134.125.
Follow the directors. Pretty straight out
Contact
departure.
London Control 134.
So I will turn on the autopilot.
125. Korean Air 504
There we go.
Heavy. London Control, Korean Air 504 Heavy. Good afternoon.
Beautiful
1,800
scenes
feet.
from London. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Korean Air 504 Heavy, London Control. Good afternoon. Identified. Climb to flight level 120.
120.
Climb to flight level 120. Korean Air 504 Heavy.
Alright, flaps up. And then we can get into vertical climb mode. But we can just hop outside briefly just to have a look. This is stunning. Look at these views. Stunning, stunning views. Look at that. Wow. Amazing. Totally amazing. Step back inside.
200 feet.
And then we can hit our vertical speed mode.
Speedbird 994 Golf, London Control. Identified. Climb to flight level 180.
And we'll do
Climb to flight
2,700
level
feet
180. Speedbird 994
per
Golf.
minute. Can extend our range. We've passed our transition altitude. We can set the standard pressure. Confirm everything's normal, and that should be fine. We can put our checklist away and then just have a look at the fuel page. Just watching for our 10,000 foot marker.
London Control, Speedbird 15 Kilo Heavy, 600 feet.
Korean Air 504 Heavy. Contact London Control 118.475.
Center on 118.475.
Approaching
Korean Air
10,000
504
feet.
Heavy.
10,000 landing lights can come off. Speed
London
can be
Control,
turned up.
Korean Air 504
300
Heavy.
knots.
To flight level 101 for flight. Level 120 direct exit.
And then the climbing rate can be reduced as well,
Korean Air 504
so that we can
Heavy.
just catch
London
up to
Control.
that speed.
Good afternoon. Identified. Climb to flight level 250.
Climb to flight level 250.
And then
Korean
we've
Air
also been
504
cleared to
Heavy.
250. We set that.
Shamrock 60 Golf, London Control. Expect Lamso 2 Alpha. Runway 36 Center.
Expect Lamso 2 Alpha, runway 36 Center, Shamrock
Alright, we've been cleared to climb to our cruising altitude, captains. So as always, I'm just going to be stepping away from the controls while you sit back, enjoy the climb, enjoy the scenes, and enjoy the chilled lo-fi music playing in the background. And occasionally I'll just be checking how far we are from the top of descent, and I'll be joining you again once we are at the top of descent. So see you later, captains, and enjoy the flight.
London Control, Speedbird 58 Echo Whiskey, out of flight level 160 for flight level 180.
Speedbird 58 Echo Whiskey, London Control, radar contact, climb to flight level 370.
Climb to flight level 370, Speedbird 58 Echo Whiskey.
Easy Romeo Papa, London Control, radar contact. Tow line 2710 heavy. Contact Amsterdam radar 119.175. Have a good afternoon.
Center on 119.175, tow line 2710 heavy. Bye-bye.
Ryanair 7 Golf Whiskey. Contact breast control 120.15.
Center on 120.15, Ryanair 7 Golf Whiskey.
London Control, Speedbird 5 Hotel Lima. Good afternoon. Climbing flight level 162 for flight level 190. Speedbird 5 Hotel Lima, London Control, radar contact. Climb to flight level 390. Climb to flight level 390. Speedbird 5 Hotel Lima. Ryanair 46 Tango Zulu. Contact Paris Control 126.475. Contact Paris Control 126.475. Ryanair 46 Tango Zulu. London Control, Ryanair 2 Kilo November. Good afternoon. Flight level 360. Ryanair 2 Kilo November, London Control, identified. Turkish
Looks like we slightly missed the top of descent, but let's just start making our way
Paris Control,
down.
Korean Air 504 Heavy, flight level 250.
Let's just also report ready for descent at the same time.
Korean Air
Pull up the
504
speed
Heavy,
brake
Paris control identified.
and try and catch up with the profile.
Korean Air 504 Heavy, ready for descent.
Alright, we should be on profile soon enough. Just extend our range.
Korean Air 504 Heavy, descend to flight level 150.
15,000, that's okay.
Descend to flight level 150, Korean Air 504 Heavy.
Korean Air 504 Heavy, contact de Gaulle approach 125.83.
Contact de Gaulle approach 125.83, Korean Air 504 Heavy.
Alright, then we have to expect 09 left.
De Gaulle approach, Korean Air 504 Heavy, flight level 207, we have Romeo.
Korean Air 504 Heavy de Gaulle approach. QNH 1012 expects the ILS runway 09 left with the Mach 70 transition.
Okay, and then our transition is the MOP 7.
QNH 1012 expect the ILS runway 09 left with the MOP 70 transition, Korean Air 504 Heavy.
Alright, we'll catch up nicely. More drag required, we've got drag. No need to panic, we'll make it on
Korean
time.
Air 504 Heavy, descend to flight level 080.
Send to 8,000 feet.
Descend to flight level 080, Korean Air 504 Heavy.
Korean Air 504 Heavy, clear direct Mopar. Cross Mopar or above flight level 080. Cleared ILS runway 09 or left.
Cleared direct Mopar. Cross Mopar at or above flight level 080. Cleared ILS runway 09 or left. Korean Air 504 Heavy.
INHOP 1507. Contact de Gaulle Tower 123.605.
Let's go to the legs page.
Contact tower 123.605, airhop 1507.
25. Alright. 20.
EZ42 Foxtrot Hotel, clear direct Mopar. Cross
50.
Mopar or above flight level 080. Cleared ILS runway 09 or left.
And let's just have a look. We're still good.
Cleared direct Mopar. Cross Mopar at or above flight level 080. Cleared ILS runway 09 left.
Catching up nicely with the
EZ42 Foxtrot
profile.
Hotel.
Korean Air 504 Heavy, fly present heading. Descend to 4,000 feet. QNH 1012, resume normal speed. Vectors for the approach.
13,000.
Fly present heading. Descend to 4,000 feet. QNH 1012. Resume normal speed. Korean Air 504 Heavy.
QNH 1012.
Korean Air 504 Heavy, 21 miles from IG09RL, turn left. Heading 130, maintain 4,000 feet until established. Cleared ILS runway 09 or left.
4,000.
Turn left, heading 130 for 1,000 feet until established. Cleared ILS runway 09 or left. Korean Air 504 Heavy.
Alright, while we are descending. Okay, we are catching up nicely, just trying to slow down fast enough. And then what we are going to do is just tweak this a little bit.
Turn right. Heading 150, resume normal speed. Vectors for the approach.
And then 5.
Turn right. Heading 150.
And then we go to the legs page and then just do this and execute. Awesome. And then we should be fine below 10,000. landing lights can come on.
Easy for 2 Foxtrot Hotel. Descend to 4,000 feet. QNH 1012.
Right, we are catching up nicely with the profile. And then we can go to speed intervention.
QNH 1012.
Turn down our
Easy
speeds
for
as
2
well.
Foxtrot Hotel.
We should be on profile pretty soon. Very nice recovery. Speeds are coming down.
Air France 28 Uniform Lima. Flight level 145
There we
with
go.
information Romeo.
Perfect, perfect. I just didn't anticipate that the top of descent would come so soon, but
Air
anyway,
France 28 Uniform Lima.
we've got that under control.
QNH 1012. Expect BILS runway 09 left with the lower 70 transition.
Okay, got 09er left. Just extend our
QNH
flaps.
1012. Expect the ILS runway 09er left with the law 70 transition. Air France 28 Uniform Lima.
Easy for 2 Foxtrot Hotel. 2 miles from IG09RL. Turn left. Heading 130. Maintain 4,000 feet until established. Cleared ILS runway 09er left.
Can
Turn
reduce
left.
speed to
Heading
flaps 1
130.
speed.
4,000 feet until established. Cleared ILS runway 09er left. Easy 42 Foxtrot Hotel.
Flaps 1 speed. Flaps 5 out. Awesome. And we are good. Let's
Air
just
France
do
28
this.
Uniform Lima. Clear direct Lorny. Cross Lorny or above flight level 110. Cleared ILS runway 09er left.
Speed brake extended. Can do that. Activate our
Cleared direct Lorny. Cross Lorny at or above
Spoilers.
flight level 110. Cleared ILS runway
And then we have 09
Air
left.
France 28 Uniform Lima.
then just hit full flaps landing. Import the weather. Calculate, so you have 2.7 k's of runway. Import the weight, full flaps, calculate. Yep, we're gonna need max brakes on this one because it's gonna be exhausting the entire runway. So maybe let's go to max brake 4 and then we'll adjust. QNH can be set. Can do flaps 5 speed. Init, full flaps landing, set our reference speed. So then let's just pull our chart to possibly have a look at the search, arrival, and the approach page. Just want to see 09 on left. Let's just wait for that to load up.
Traffic.
Okay, we should be intercepting the localizer soon. Stand more flaps.
Adjust vertical speed. Adjust.
An aircraft be advised the information Sierra now current. QNH 1012.
We've got the localizer. Can hit the localizer.
Clear of conflict.
We've got the localizer. Just waiting. There we go. And then we can hit approach mode. Let's have a look at our charts quickly. Let's do this. Reduce our speed further. Do flaps 15. Extend the flaps. Drop the gear before it starts beeping at us. Alright, everything is under control. We are doing well on this one. Going to need all our flaps. Let's have a look. We've got minimums at 279, so we can just set that quickly. Awesome. And just run our checklist quickly.
2500.
Notes are good. Auto brake is set. Landing is set. Got our VREF there. Normal. Altimeter is set. Normal. There we go. Gears down, full flaps, and we are good. Just waiting to hit 5 nautical miles, and then that's it. We will turn the speed down to our VREF speed. Awesome. Let's go to our calculations page. VREF plus 5, 153. Right, can turn down the speed. There we go. What a recovery. Bit of drama there, but we are recovered. Awesome. Let's set our cameras so that we can see our engines on a side profile. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, beautiful. There we go.
Korean Air 504 Heavy, established on final approach.
Korean Air 504 Heavy, affirmative.
Traffic. Traffic.
Alright, 1,000 feet out. Aircraft is in my control. Stay slightly above the glide slope. And just continue to center the aircraft. Avoid over-correcting. It's better to come in a little bit high than to come in too low and run out of some air. We are good. Doing well.
400.
There we go. Center up.
300.
Sync rate. Sync rate.
Just adjust
Glide
our sync
slow.
rate.
Glide slow. Glide slow.
Center up.
Glide slow. Glide slow.
There
Glide
we go.
slow. Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide slow.
20. 10.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful touchdown. Let's have a look. Reversers deployed. Beautiful. We are below 80 knots. Try and slow down. Bring in our flaps. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Can then turn off. As normal. Awesome, awesome, awesome landing. That was a pretty short flight. 53 minutes. We're flying pretty fast. Just turn in. We're gonna hold, prepare the aircraft accordingly, get our taxi to our parking and proceed. Beautiful. Just going to hold right here. Just like that. And then just tune into ground. Okay, let's continue
De
to
Gaulle
prep the
approach.
aircraft.
Shamrock 52 Victor. Good afternoon. Flight level 124 with information
Weather can
Sierra.
come off, terrain can come off, our flaps are tucked in, strobes can come off, landing lights
Shamrock
can
52
come
Victor,
off.
De Gaulle approach. Good afternoon.
APU can be
QNH
turned
1012,
on.
expect the ILS runway 09 or left with the Mach 70 transition.
QNH 101 to expect the ILS runway 09 and left with the Mach 70.
Okay,
Korean
can
Air
turn on
504 Heavy. Request taxi to company cargo ramp.
Then we can set TA.
Korean Air 504 Heavy, ramp Alpha 7 taxi via Zulu 7 Kilo 7. Hold short
Okay.
runway 09 right.
We've been given ramp.
Ramp Alpha 7 via Zulu 7, Kilo 7. Hold short runway 09 right. Korean Air 504 Heavy.
Ramp for 7.
Air
Let's
France
proceed
1
to
to Romeo
taxi.
Mike, ramp Delta 15 taxi via Zulu 5 Kilo 6. Hold short runway 09 right.
Auto brake can
Ramp
come
Delta
off.
15 via Zulu 5 Kilo 6. Hold short runway 09 right, Air France 1 to Romeo Mike.
Then waiting to cross.
Easy 42 Foxtrot Hotel, gate 55 taxi via
Wow,
Zulu 5 Kilo
what a beast.
Kilo 6. Hold short runway 09 right. Gate 55 via Zulu
And we'll
5
just hold
Kilo,
while we are
Kilo
waiting to
6.
cross.
Hold short runway 09 right.
Co-pilot,
Easy
please
42
inform
Foxtrot
ATC
Hotel.
that we are waiting to cross.
Korean Air 504 Heavy. Holding short 09 right.
Here you can continue.
Korean Air 504 Heavy, cross runway 09 right at Alpha 3. Continue taxi via Kilo 7, Quebec 3, Quebec Delta 4. Hold short runway 09 right.
Cross runway 09 right at Alpha 3. Continue taxi via Kilo 7, Quebec 3, Quebec, Delta 4. Hold short runway 09 right. Korean Air 504 Heavy.
Air France 1 to Romeo Mike, cross runway 09 right at Alpha 3. Continue taxi via Kilo 6, Quebec 2, Quebec Bravo 4, Bravo, Foxtrot, November 2, Echo, Tango Bravo 2. Cross runway 09 right at Alpha 3. Continue taxi via Kilo 6, Quebec 2, Quebec Bravo 4, Bravo, Foxtrot, November 2, Echo, Tango Bravo 2, Air France 1 to Romeo Mike.
Just flip through our cameras. This is a beautiful aircraft.
via Kilo 6, Quebec 2, Quebec Bravo 4, A Bravo, Quebec Bravo 1 Alpha.
Let's just increase the throttle. We have
Cross
quite a
runway
bit of distance
09
to
right
cover.
at Alpha Tree. Continue taxi via Kilo 6, Quebec 2, Quebec Bravo 4, Bravo, Quebec Bravo 1 Alpha, Easy 42 Foxtrot Hotel. Delta 8 for heavy, gate X3 for taxi via Zulu 5 Kilo 6. Hold short runway 09 right.
Gate X-ray 4 via Zulu 5, Kilo 6. Hold short runway 09 right. Delta 8 for heavy.
Delta 8 for heavy, cross runway 09 right at Alpha 3. Continue taxi via Kilo 6, Quebec 2, Quebec Bravo 4, A Bravo, Quebec Bravo 1.
I'm looking forward to seeing the landing rate on this one. I'm not too sure what landing rate I
Cross runway
achieved.
09 right at Alpha Tree.
You might have
Continue
seen it
taxi
on your
via
end,
Kilo
but
6, Quebec 2, Quebec
I'm
Bravo
yet
4,
to see it,
Bravo,
so
Quebec Bravo
I'll
1,
probably see it
Delta
when we
8 for heavy.
review the a Pilot's Life Chapter 2 scoring sheet. That's when I'll be able to see the landing rate that I managed to achieve on that landing. And then we'll just have a look and see how we scored on this flight. It seems to me that BeyondATC has lost its way. Let's just have a look at what parking GSX can offer us, just so that we can stop and begin offloading the aircraft. Just gonna pull up GSX, change facility, parking. I wanna do parking 20. Show the spot. There we go. Just ahead of us. Let's see if we can change this on GSX. Alright. Not a problem. We'll make our way to parking 20. Awesome intervention. Crossing the highway here. Just need the help of Navigraph now, just to navigate correctly to parking 20.
92 Foxtrot Delta, ramp Juliet 41 taxi via Zulu 5 kilo 7 kilo 8. Hold short runway 09 right.
I'll make a right here and then
Ramp
proceed.
Juliet 41 via Zulu 5 kilo 7 kilo 8. Hold short runway 09 right, air front 92 Foxtrot Delta.
Yep, we'll just make a right here. Alright, not so bad. Proceed, make a left and then make a right.
Air France 28 Uniform Lima, Gate Foxtrot 192 taxi via Zulu 5 kilo 7 kilo 8. Hold short runway 09 right.
This is the default scenery for Charles de Gaulle.
Gate Foxtrot 192 via Zulu 5 kilo 7 kilo 8. Hold short runway 09 right, Air France 28 Uniform Lima.
I hope we'll be able to take a left turn right
Air
ahead of
France
us and
92
then make a
Foxtrot
right
Delta,
turn
cross
and then
runway 09 right
have
at
our
Alpha
parking.
3. Continue taxi via Kilo 8, Quebec 4 Quebec, Golf Echo 2 Golf Echo 6 Echo, Tango Juliet 2, Papa 4 Echo 1 2. Cross runway 09 right at Alpha 3. Continue taxi via Kilo 8, Quebec 4 Quebec, Golf Echo 2 Golf Echo 6
It's going to
Echo,
be a
Tango
tricky
Juliet
parking.
2, Papa 4 Echo 1 2,
Let's
Air
just see
France
if we can
92
readjust
Foxtrot Delta.
quickly. Let's try parking. Alright. Let's try it out and see how we fare. So I'll make my turn.
Air France
be a
28
tight one.
Uniform Lima, cross runway 09
But we'll
right
see.
at Alpha 3. Continue taxi via Kilo 8, Quebec 4 Quebec, Golf Echo 2 Golf 4 Tango Foxtrot 3 Echo 2. Cross runway 09 right at Alpha 3.
Yep,
Continue
we always
taxi
need to
via
turn
Kilo
right
8,
here.
Quebec 4 Quebec, Golf Echo 2 Golf 4 Tango Foxtrot 3 Echo 2 Air France 28 Uniform Lima.
We're gonna get penalized for askew parking, but anyway, it's the scenery. Let's just park the aircraft. Yeah, you see where the things are parked. Let's just park the aircraft, pull up our parking brake, set our chocks. I have no parking at all there. Yep, pretty skew. Let's set our chocks. So ground operations, set chocks, and then request ground power. APU is avail. Can proceed to turn off our engines.
Shamrock 52 Victor, Gate Whiskey for taxi via Zulu 5 kilo 6. Hold short runway 09 right.
And then we do have ground connected, so we can connect to the ground power. Turn off the APU.
Gate Whiskey 4
Seatbelt
via
signs
Zulu
come
5
off, no
kilo
smoking comes off.
6.
Hold short runway 09 right. Shamrock 52 Victor.
All our lights are off. Then the beacon light can come off. TKS can come off. Let's request deboarding.
The boarding requested.
Awesome. And then we can turn off our hydraulics as well. Alright, yep, they'll just adjust.
Shamrock 52 Victor, cross runway 09 right
Alright,
at
let's
Alpha
go
3.
through our...
Continue taxi via Kilo 6, Quebec 2, Quebec Bravo 4, a Bravo, Quebec Bravo 1 Alpha.
Just going to pull through the
Cross runway
Captain's
09
Life Chapter
right
2
at
scoring
Alpha
sheet
3.
and just see how we fare
Continue
on that
taxi
one.
via Kilo 6, Quebec 2, Quebec Bravo
Parking
4,
brakes are
Bravo,
set.
Quebec Bravo 1 Alpha,
Fuel,
Shamrock
come on.
52 Victor.
There we go. Can hit normal.
Do you want to deboard crew?
Can
Crew boss
deboard
is coming.
both. Alright, here's our scoring sheet. Can just open that and make it bigger. So we've managed to score pretty good on almost every element. It's just that I got penalized for the taxi light being on when I was taxiing in or making my turn into the parking bay, which is fine. And then we have a landing rate of 199. That's pretty good. Let's have a look at the landing. Make this bigger so we see the whole screen. Awesome. And this is how we fared on our landing. Pretty good. We were still within the touchdown zone, as you can see with the touchdown markers. We were on center nicely, and then we hit a landing rate of 199. Winds were coming in at 8 knots from 89 degrees, and then we had a landing g-force of 1.25. Pretty good and solid landing, I have to say. Then we made it all the way to our parking spot right there. Not bad at all. Awesome exploratory flight. Well, captains, I thoroughly enjoyed that flight, even though we had a bit of a hair-raising moment with the missing of the top of descent, because we weren't expecting to hit top of descent so quickly. But other than that, I thoroughly enjoyed the flight, and I trust that you also enjoyed the flight. And before I conclude today's episode, just wanted to say thank you to all my viewers, those who are new and those who keep coming back to watch the new content that I upload. Really try my best to get good quality content out, and every single split second you guys put into watching these videos really goes a long way. So as we conclude, please just stay cool,
Pilots to boarding starting.
keep calm, and continue enjoying aviation. And I thoroughly hope to see you on the next flight that we will be having. See you next time, captains. Goodbye.